Hey, I'm John Lyon. I'm the president of World Hope International.
Hi, my name's Ruth. I am the CEO of World Hope International in Australia.
Hey, I'm Tanya. I'm the CEO of World Hope in Canada, and I am so excited to finally travel again.
And I'm so excited that you're able to come with me to Cambodia.
I have been waiting for months to go see the amazing work of World Hope in Cambodia.
And I cannot wait to meet you.
It's been a long time that we haven't been able to travel, and I'm excited that we get to actually travel to outside of the United States.
You know what? I'm so pumped up because my friend Ruth's gonna be there from Australia. John's gonna be there from the States. We're all gonna meet our amazing teammates in Cambodia who we've been connecting with all the time. And the best part of all of this is that you're coming along too.
So I hope you have a great journey as you travel through Cambodia, and I look forward to seeing you.
And if you know me, you know that I love to travel the world. But one thing that I love to do even more than that is to bring people with me, to see the transformation that's taking place all over the world. So hang on, it's gonna be such a good plane ride. I'll see you on the other side.
Hi, welcome to Cambodia. I hope you had a safe and good journey from America. It's a long, long way. This is our office and I would like you to meet our staff, World Hope Cambodia. Hey girls, and you will be in good hands with Pia, who is taking you to Mondulkiri, and you will be able to meet Pam and Kyle, and they will take you to Mondulkiri and to Jahoo. And I hope you'll have a good time. Bye!
Hi everyone, I'm Pia. Today I will bring you on a trip to Mondulkiri. Let's go! This is the water system for the community. This is a clean water that World Hope established, and we work through a tap effect team, and in this village, 500 people receiving this clean water, and it support the family, it support the community, and it's help to reduce the cost on buying the water. They just pay a little bit to use this water, but it's save a lot of money for the family. And so this is a big project that we are expanding right now.
When we put this idea together, we piloted to see if the people living in this community would be willing to pay for a connection and pay against the meter. This is one of the poorest communities in Cambodia, so we knew that if people would be willing to pay here for water, they'd be willing to pay in other places. What we found with this pilot project is that people were willing to pay. We were making enough income from people's payments for this to keep and maintain the equipment and pay for inputs such so that we could continue to treat the water. Once we knew we could make it successful here, we expanded this business to a province west of here, all the way to the Thailand border. We are not going to be able to solve the world's water and sanitation problem without involving the private sector. You can't have a private sector unless the beneficiaries are paying something for the services.
So it's time to get to check in Jahoo.
Thanks, Pia, for bringing everyone to Jahoo. Welcome, I'm Kyle. I'm the conservationist here, and I'm helping the Benong community to do ecotourism with our Gibbons. Welcome to camp. Here's accommodation and bathrooms at the back here. We've got a kitchen and a dining area over here. Settle in, and we'll be off to see some Gibbons shortly.
You guys may be hungry. Oh, that is a Benong soup. It's cooking in the bamboo. Oh, it looks yummy. Oh, so this is how we work with the community, that we provide school feeding. We feed the students who come to the school. Like every day they come to school, they can eat breakfast at the school. This is a school feeding program that we focus on, education program. We also have after school program. After school program form the English and computer club. And also we have creative and performing arts program. So that's another club that we do after for after school program, and we have a sport program, we have a children keeping safe program, and how to talk to their parent when they feel not safe or when they have some problem related to the abuse. We have another program, it's called GBV. It stands for sexual gender-based violence. We bring this program to this community. We want to see the women and children understand more about human rights, about their own rights to protect, by understanding about the abuse, or they understand about how to get support or get help when they got problem or we got the abuse. I want to see this community growing for the next generation. They have higher education, unlike their parents, For the good point that our World Hope is doing right now is to empowering the children, empowering the women, and also bring them to higher level. I mean that in terms of connecting with the pipe water, ecotourism, and the school feeding program, it's helped them to increase more knowledge and they will think outside of the box.
សួស្តីខ្ញុំផែមខ្ញុំនៅមណ្ឌលគិរីពេលខ្ញុំនៅក្មេងខ្ញុំរៀននៅសាលានៅកំពង់ចាម province ខ្ញុំស្នាក់នៅជាមួយនឹងដូនជីហើយខ្ញុំរៀនពេល4ឆ្នាំពីព្រោះខ្ញុំជាកាតូលិកដូច្នេះអត់មានលុយដើម្បីរៀនហើយនៅជាមួយមណ្ឌលគេជួយដើម្បីឲ្យខ្ញុំបានរៀនពីមណ្ឌលទៅសាលារៀនប្រហែលជា1គីឡូហើយខ្ញុំដើរទៅរៀនជារៀងរាល់ថ្ងៃក្រោយពេលបញ្ចប់រៀននៅសាលាដុនបូស្កូរយៈពេល2ឆ្នាំគឺខ្ញុំរៀនខាងផ្នែកមជ្ឈមណ្ឌលបណ្ដុះបណ្ដាលវិជ្ជាជីវៈដុនបូស្កូក្រោយពេលខ្ញុំចប់នៅទីនោះខ្ញុំទទួលបានការងារនៅ World Hope ការសិក្សាគឺពិតជាមានសារៈប្រយោជន៍ណាស់សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំគឺធ្វើឲ្យខ្ញុំបានផ្លាស់ប្ដូរពីអ្វីដែលកាលពីមុនហើយនឹងឥឡូវគឺខុសគ្នាអរគុណដែលបានមកសាលារៀនហើយសូមឲ្យមានសុខសប្បាយទៅបន្តទៅមើលនៅ Jahoo ម្ដងទៀត
We were able to install a sink, particularly with COVID happening all over the world. We needed to provide some means for the kids to be able to wash their hands and be able to be safe. And so we installed a sink for the kids, and they were excited with this brand new shiny sink and a piped clean water, which is part of our Tap Effect project. So we're really excited to be able to provide that for the kids. One of the things that World Hope does is we provide a holistic aspect to our program. So it's not only just going in and doing education. Everything else is included, like gender-based violence education, child protection, health and sanitation, which includes Tap Effect Clean Water project, as well as education resources and training for the teachers for the school.
And the last program is ecotourism program. Tourists like you can pay to the community and the money will go to the Gibbons fund and they will use for the benefit for the community. And you will go to see the Gibbons. You will know the whole story about the Gibbons.
Okay everyone, we're about to go and see some Gibbons. Before we do, we're going to wear our yellow jackets. We've habituated the Gibbons over the last 7 years to people wearing this yellow jacket. So they're very used to seeing us by now and they associate the yellow jacket with us. It means we're friends and it distinguishes us from possible hunters or people that would do the Gibbons harm. So please wear your yellow jacket. Please wear some boots. Let's go and see some Gibbons.
We're walking into this really interesting mix of habitat types and the topography is very steep in places. All this mix of habitat encourages a really rich biodiversity here. Keo Seima Wildlife Sanctuary is one of the most biodiverse of those remaining pockets of evergreen forest and importantly it connects with other protected areas into a 1 million hectare area of wildlife sanctuaries. So it's a key area for continued protection against more logging and more expansion of agriculture. We're pretty much guaranteed to see the black shanked douc, which is a critically endangered primate. Keo Seima Wildlife Sanctuary, which we're in now, is the best place in the world to see these, and probably their last chance of survival for these monkeys. And hopefully we'll see the yellow-cheeked crested gibbon this morning as we walk in the forest. Again, these are an endangered species. Keo Seima Wildlife Sanctuary holds the most important global population of them. And within about a 3-kilometer radius of Jahoo, we've estimated that about 25% of that population is kind of sheltered within this area that we protect through tourism and community conservation. Key technique for looking for the gibbons, we're going to follow their call when they're singing. We're trying to get as close as possible to the gibbons, but we're going to move quite fast, especially when they're in the loud crescendos of their call. They're very, very difficult to find when they're not calling. They're extremely quiet. They don't actually move very much at the time. And when they do move, they move silently and extremely quickly. They can move up to 60 kilometers per hour in the canopy of the forest, so it's very difficult to see them. And that's why we're out here waiting for their call. And when we hear their call, we can stealthily, quickly move into their location and get as close as possible to them and get some views. So sometimes if we're not finding the gibbons, one of the techniques we use, so what our local guides, the local indigenous guides, they're expert in kind of imitating the call of the gibbon. And we use this only in extreme circumstances, just to try and communicate with the gibbons and see if they'll respond. And that way we can find them. Cambodia suffered from logging over the past 100 years, especially. It used to be 70% of Cambodia was covered in thick forest. Today, it's a lot less. But there's still a lot of hope, a lot of protected areas. Okay. Quick. Look over here. The gibbons are moving through the trees. And over here, you see them swinging? Very fast. Look here, guys, this is fantastic. The male gibbon is just sat up in the fork of this tree. We're so close. And you can really see we've habituated these gibbons to be relaxed in our presence. And we can get these extraordinary close views of the gibbons. This is the male. This is one of the younger males, and he's a lot more confident with us than, say, the older female. Ever since he's been born, he's been followed by us. So he's really used to seeing us. And he's looking around to see where the rest of his family are. That's fantastic. The local Benong indigenous community, they have really, really close connections to the forest, culturally, spiritually, historically. So they were a forest-dwelling indigenous group and were relocated during the last few hundred years, going through different wars and colonial regimes. And now they've kind of left their nomadic forest way of life behind. But still, their spiritual and cultural ties with the forest are extremely strong. So gibbons are really protected by the Benong, really revered. Okay, guys, look, you can see the female up here. The female's really difficult to spot, but we're getting some good views here. Now the female is this orange color, whereas the male is black. The female is a lot more shy. She's a lot more timid around us. And the female is the kind of leader of the family. Everyone follows the females. They're the kind of boss of the family. This group is really interesting. There's 2 breeding females and just the 1 male. So gibbons are known to be monogamous throughout the world, across the different species. But here at Jahoo, it's the first record of a polygamous breeding group of gibbons. So really, really cool. But the female is bright orange, the males are black, and the babies are born orange, but they'll go to black after a couple of years. They'll change their fur color completely. And then if the gibbon is male, it'll remain black. Whereas if it's female, she'll turn back to orange at around 6 years old. So they have this incredible change of coloration throughout their life cycle. And you'll see, if you can see closely, you can see the black crest. So they have a crest of fur on their head, which stays a little bit on end. And then you notice their cheeks. They're called yellow-cheeked crested gibbons for a reason. Wow, a wild Asian elephant. This is incredible. Look at this, guys. We're going to keep it a good, safe distance. It's a wild elephant and we don't want to get too close. And wild elephants in Keo Seima are down to just a few hundred now. Elephants are really threatened from hunting, of course, for their tusks, for ivory. In Cambodia, that's not such a problem. Asian elephants are not renowned for their tusks, for their ivory. The biggest problem for elephants here is being caught in snares. But the biggest threat of all is the deforestation, especially of places like Keo Seima Wildlife Sanctuary. Elephants need huge amounts of space and water and resources to be able to sustain their population. So here in Keo Seima, we still have a few hundred left. It's a really important population in Southeast Asia for these elephants, an important place. Okay, everyone, look up. You can see the black-shanked douc. Two of them together. That's beautiful. They're critically endangered, which means they're facing really high levels of persecution. They're hunted for beliefs in traditional medicine. They're looking down at us, but they seem at ease with our presence. That's great. We're getting some great views there. Black-shanked doucs are just beautiful monkeys. Look at them jumping across off the trees there. They're not as agile as the gibbons. They crash through the branches, making all this noise. So they're fairly easy to find. Great, we've got some long-tailed macaque up here. We see these guys quite frequently. They're fairly common, the long-tailed macaque. We also get the pigtail macaque, which is less common. They're certainly threatened from hunting, bushmeat hunting, for food. But they're also a bit of a nuisance for local farmers. So a big part of what Jahoo does is education with the local community, trying to avoid people putting traps and snares for these monkeys, and trying to find alternative ways that the farmers can protect their crops without endangering the lives of primates at Jahoo. Yeah, that's the giant squirrel up there. That's great. The giant squirrel, the largest squirrel in the world. I mean, look at it. It's about the size of a monkey. It's fantastic. That long tail counterbalancing it as it rests in the branch there. These squirrels only survive in areas of forest that are protected, that are undisturbed. As soon as there's any disturbance, these squirrels are gone. So they're a real true indicator of a healthy forest. So we're really lucky to have a great population of giant black squirrels here at Jahoo. We see them a lot. So we've just seen a small sample really of the incredible biodiversity that we can find at Jahoo. We've seen the key species, the gibbons, the doucs, the macaques, the giant black squirrels, and much, much more. But you're just going to have to come back and see everything else we have. Bye, everyone. Thanks.
I can't believe this is the only place in the world that we can see these animals. It's such an amazing project. You know what else I love? We have literally seen all of these amazing projects of transformation come together for one incredible community. We have female empowerment at the Jahoo camp. We have educational empowerment happening. I also love how tap effect is kind of woven in here with clean water coming through tapped sources to these wonderful communities. And on top of that, conservation is mixed with all of this to protect the animals and the forest that is so important to this community in Cambodia. I absolutely love it whenever multiple projects come together and impact one community and will literally change the trajectory of generations to come. When you give to World Hope and you give to the Hope Fund, you are helping to strengthen programs like Jahoo Camp and Tap Effect and Project Kansai and dozens of other projects all around the world to bring opportunity, dignity, and hope to the most vulnerable people who need it most.
Thank you so much for coming, visiting our program in Mondulkiri. Come back and visit us again and bring your friend too.
Thank you so much for coming on this trip with us.
I guess it is time to say goodbye. This has been so awesome, hasn't it?
Goodbye!